Greetings folks, Ajitesh here, and a warm welcome to the first episode of the Medical Conference docu-shorts series. For my debut conference, I traveled to Strasbourg, often dubbed the capital of Europe. We were at the Society of Robotic Surgery 2025 annual meeting, held at the stunning Palais de la Musique et des Congrès de Strasbourg. This wasn't just any conference. Across several days, surgical pioneers from around the globe shared insights on specialties ranging from colorectal, HPB, and general surgery to urology and gynecology to cardiothoracic and head and neck surgery. It didn't stop there though. We saw cutting-edge sessions on surgical AI, live and telesurgery cases, and the evolving landscape of surgical education. So, let's dive into the highlights, or at least the ones I had the chance to experience. First, we start with the robotic scope by BHS Technologies, which has an unparalleled view of the surgical site. With enhanced dexterity and multi-level focus lengths, this tool is a must-have for those long operations after which surgeons may have pulled a muscle or two from the uncomfortable position they've had to maintain. Affix a simple headpiece that relays 3D microscopic visual information from the robot, ensuring only hands are at the surgical site without any headbutting. First of a kind in China, with an open surgeon console and 4 arms beside the camera port, is the Kang Duo robot by SageBot. This unique piece provides the flexibility for 2 surgeons to work independently in the same field of view, or help train prospective robotic surgeons with live instantaneous feedback. Next is a robot that was truly next level in my eyes. The Shurui robotic surgical system from Beijing is a single-port, multi-arm robot backed by nitinol. Nitinol is a compound commonly used in stents and grafts for vascular surgery and is known for its malleability. Using the compound as a substitute for rigid metallic arms provides significant precision and dexterity, and accessibility is hardly a challenge. A single port would also prove better surgical outcomes, so I look forward to its global use. Another Chinese system, MedBot, caught attention for its compact design and expanding range of compatible instruments. It shows how global competition is driving innovation and lowering barriers to entry into the robotic surgical space. The conference also provided grounds for trying the robots. CMR Surgical, a UK-based limited company, has built the Versius robot, which is one of its kind. Unlike most other surgical robots in the industry, the arms are all individual units, allowing for better stationing of each arm. Having seen it in practice back in Manchester, I was pleased to finally have a go at using the system. The handles are certainly more intuitive and feel like a gaming controller, another feature that sets it apart from its competitors. Now, for the all-time leader in robotic surgery, Intuitive, an American biotechnology company, the only surgical robot producer for over 15 years. Intuitive had major plans at the conference, but before I get to the big news, I had a quick trial with one of their current robotic systems, the Vinci Xi. Used globally, this system still dominates the market when it comes to precision, versatility, and surgeon familiarity. Now that of course changed when they unveiled the big news, the all-new Vinci V. With improved sensors, computive power, and advanced data analytics, Intuitive boasts the force-related haptic feedback as a small hunch to the massive challenge training robotic surgeons have to overcome. As I tried this new system, there was a clear difference in using the arms to pick up the different weights. The post-operative user feedback will also be a great addition to training robotic surgeons. With unique port flexibility is the Hugo robot by Medtronic. As mentioned in one of the live surgical discussions, most procedures in the abdomen can be performed with a port stationed at 250, 270 and 290 degrees. This is particularly advantageous in confined OR spaces. Working down to microsurgery is marvelous Simani surgical system by Medical Microinstruments. With sub-millimeter precision, this robot is a game changer in the fields of plastic and trauma surgery, where post-operative recovery and aesthetics are paramount. The Maestro robot by Moon Surgical aims to bridge the gap between laparoscopic and robotic surgery. Rather than replacing the surgeon, it enhances what the human hand can do, giving support and precision while keeping the cost and footprint minimal. Presenting at the conference was extremely rewarding. The SRS 2025 being my first ever conference presenting, I was a little anxious before, but was welcomed with warm hands to present our research. In short, we focused on patient perspectives, understandings, and lived experiences of robotic-assisted surgery. We identified over 80 findings, which we grouped into 31 categories and 6 broader themes. Analyzing each theme individually, we noted a significant majority of patients and the public do not understand the role of the surgical robot during their operation, with 30 to 40% who have never heard about robotic surgery before. On the contrary, around 90% were satisfied with outcomes of their robotic surgery, and around 80% from developed countries were willing to pay out of pocket. Perceptions of robotic surgery were mixed, with myths and largest fears of robotic surgery from the entertainment industry and online sources, leading to mixed preferences on robotic surgery. If there is one important message I could provide, surgical robots are not autonomous, and while their functional abilities will improve over time, we are certainly far away from robots performing surgeries on their own, rest assured. Following my presentation, I attended a series of talks from renowned global robotic surgeons. AI-powered metrics now allows training robotic surgeons to improve their operative techniques and can act as an objective measure of surgical skill. AI can be also used to predict certain elements of post-operative recovery, including organ function and wound healing. Intraoperatively, it can also be used to identify critical structures and assist with surgical approaches and dissection planes. A number of devices also permit telemonitoring, which will further aid training and accessibility to robotic surgery. On the note of education and training, Dr. Subhash Khanna from India has thoroughly designed an educational program that is research-backed to prove improvement in surgical training since the conception of the Association of Robotic and Innovative Surgeons. The output of such a training program in a fast-growing country was mind-blowing, and certainly one that I recommend prospective surgeons should consider should they wish to familiarize themselves with robotic surgery. If there's one thing I regret, that's missing a visit to ERCAD, the renowned Institut de Recherche contre les Cancers de l'Appareil Digestif. This is where frontier-level research in surgical robotics happens. Just recently, they hosted the Surgical Data Science Summer School, blending engineers, data scientists, and surgeons to redefine how surgery is taught, performed, and improved. A heartfelt thanks to Dr. Vipul Patel and the entire SRS 2025 team for organizing such a dynamic and multidisciplinary gathering. A huge thanks to Professor Dina Harji and Dr. Benoit Jagnon for the opportunity to contribute to this field, and to my amazing colleague Rama, with whom it was an absolute pleasure to work. I hope this gave you a glimpse into the incredible world of medical innovation and the thrill that conferences like these bring to young doctors like me. If you found this insightful, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.